If you care at all about protecting LGBTQ youth and free speech and free expression on the internet, there's a really shocking piece of legislation in Congress right now that you should know about. It's called the Kids Online Safety Act, or KOSA for short, but don't let the name fool you. According to experts on LGBTQ rights, free speech, and child safety, this bill would do the opposite of protecting kids. Today, the CEOs of Meta, TikTok, X, Discord, and Snap were hauled in front of Congress by supporters of this act. The hearing went atrociously. Senator Lindsey Graham claimed that TikTok is basically being used to destroy Israel, and Senator Tom Cotton kept asking TikTok's Singaporean CEO if he was Chinese. And this is all following earlier comments by Senator Marsha Blackburn, where she claims the Kids Online Safety Act would help protect children from the transgender in this culture. She also claimed that social media is where children are being indoctrinated, seemingly into LGBT life. And though these lawmakers claim that KOSA is about protecting kids, a lot of experts say that it would actually isolate and endanger them. The bill could cut kids off from crucial information online about basically any controversial topic, like abortion, gender-affirming care, substance abuse, and even information about current events. It could also lead to anybody using a social media platform to be required to give a government ID, which has terrifying implications for free speech. Evan Greer, director of Fight for the Future, a human rights advocacy group, said that people have been using the idea of protecting children to justify authoritarian policies that actually hurt children for decades. KOSA is not a privacy bill, she said. It's a censorship bill. More than 100 human rights organizations and LGBTQ advocacy groups have condemned the bill, saying that it would endanger minors, especially LGBTQ youth. First Amendment lawyers and organizations focused on protecting free speech have also lambasted the proposal. KOSA could actually force tech companies to collect more sensitive data on both children and adults. And what's wild is that so many young people online who would be affected by this bill are not even aware of its existence. These young people don't even realize that Congress is fundamentally trying to alter the social media landscape that we all live in, and that this bill could cut off their right to free expression, communication, and information access online. Free speech lawyer Ari Cohen compared KOSA and the freak out about tech to earlier moral panic. He said, what we're seeing now with social media is the same exact thing as when people claimed that comic books were making kids commit crimes and juvenile delinquency, or when adults said that TV is melting kids' brains and Dungeons and Dragons was creating an unprecedented mental health crisis. In fact, every single new form of media has at one point been declared to be destroying the mental fabric of American youth. And the whole reason lawmakers say that they want to pass this aggressive and restrictive legislation is because social media is allegedly so harmful to kids. But if you look at the actual research, that's not what the data says. One 2022 Pew survey found that the majority of teens credit social media with strengthening friendships and providing support. And a 2023 Oxford University survey, which was the biggest study of social media use to date, which analyzed data from nearly 1 million people across 72 countries for 12 years, found zero link between internet use and psychological harm. In fact, it found a positive association between Facebook use and well-being. Even the American Psychology Association says that social media use is not inherently harmful to young people. They say there's a complex relationship between kids' offline lives and their online selves. And kids' offline lives often reflect and impact their online experience. Meanwhile, these lawmakers that allegedly care so much about young people's mental health have voted against things like gun control and public funding for spaces like parks and teen centers. Now, just to be clear, no one is saying that young kids at any age should have unlimited access to the internet. But should it really be the federal government's job to police kids' online behavior? I spoke to Adam Kovacevic, founder of the tech trade group Chamber of Progress. He said, there used to be a quaint time in American politics when politicians preached messages of personal responsibility and parental decision-making. Now, it seems like both Republicans and Democrats have converged on a much more heavy-handed approach from the government. And in the meantime, this moral panic about technology use continues. Obviously, every parent wants to protect their child from the bad stuff on the internet, and the stories told from parents at the beginning of the hearing were gutting. But you can respond to threats and fear in many ways. You can say, look, I'm going to help my kid navigate the rough edges of adolescence and teach them to use the internet responsibly while I keep a watchful eye over their behavior. Or you can say, I'm going to abdicate my responsibility and ask the federal government to step in and determine what my child can see and say online. I'm Taylor Lorenz, a tech and culture writer. I'd love to hear what you think about KOSA in the comments, and subscribe to my channel for more tech and online culture news. Thanks for watching.